guys, this is Jeankool. I thought I'd talk again today about street photography, and in this case I wanted to talk about using a mirrorless camera with a fixed lens. But first, let me just give a huge thank you to a friend of ours who graciously donated her dad's old analog film cameras to us. It's something that me and my wife are getting into, and just a really generous donation. I mean, she gave us one of these, Yashica FR. Quite a cool camera to learn exposure on, because the light meter is kind of dodgy on this, so you kind of, want to use the Sunny 16 rule and take it from there. So I'm really excited to see what's going to come out of this. I've put some really cheap Fujifilm in this, just so if I mess up really badly, then it's not that big of a deal, but works well otherwise. Then there's the FR2, which I don't have a roll of film in here yet, but I'm going to shoot a roll of Portra 160 in this, and it works really great. It feels really great. Silent. It's not silent, but it's quiet, and I think I'm really gonna like this when I take it into the field. So I'll keep you guys updated on that. And my wife's been using this, which is the Agfa Isoli. I think it's the Isoli 2, made in like 1961 or something. So this is really old. It shoots medium format. 120 film. I think she's shooting Portra 160 on this, so I think she's about halfway done with the roll, so I'm excited to see what's gonna come out of this as well. Also a Kodak Brownie, which uses 127 film format, which we don't really get here anymore, so we've hung it on the wall, but I thought I'd show you this one as well. I still have to check to see from what year this camera is, but this is a really old Warwick. It just says #2 camera, and it uses 6 by 9 centimeter film, which I don't think we can get in Holland either. So just a really big treasure of analog cameras that we've gotten as a gift. So thank you for that. So yeah, I wanted to talk to you guys about street photography and using a mirrorless camera. This is my camera of choice when it comes to that. This is the Fuji X100s. It's got a fixed lens, meaning I can't change this, but I don't really need to, I don't want to. I think the really cool thing about using a camera like this is kind of like when you use film, it's like you're stuck with these parameters and you try to work with those parameters, and that's cool. That makes photography interesting, and I think that it brings out the creativity in you. Why do I like this more than using my DSLR like we talked about in the last vlog? If you haven't seen it, I'll link it in the description below. Because this one is quiet and it's not as obtrusive. It doesn't people don't notice this camera as quickly as they do with a DSLR, especially with mine being really loud. This thing's got a leaf shutter, so it's really silent. What I also really like about this is, it's got a good screen, but it's got an optical viewfinder, which I tend to use mostly. It's got a really good electronic viewfinder, which with a really sharp image quality. And everything is where you need it to be. You've got the autofocus and auto exposure lock right there. You've got the quick option buttons. You've got this wheel, which people seem to not like, which I love. They took it away on the T version, but I like the wheel. You can go up half a step or 3 steps down or up when it comes to whatever your priority mode is set to. I usually shoot in aperture priority mode. And you can set the aperture around here on the ring, which I love. You can also adjust the shutter speed right here and your exposure. And I like having these things you know, right there, so I can just change them when I need to. And you've also got a function button which I've set to an ND filter, which means, I mean, this thing can go all the way up to f2, which means that during the day when it's like really bright, I can also go, you know, use larger apertures if I use the ND filter. So that's awesome. Yeah, so this is this camera. I think the sensor is really awesome on this. I think it's got great dynamic range, it's got great color. And if you're looking to get a mirrorless camera and you want a fixed lens or just, you know, like a prime lens, this one is 23mm, which on an APS-C sensor will give you the same as a 35mm lens on a full frame camera. So it's great for street photography. I can highly recommend this, or even the T version. If you're looking for something new in the same price range as you will get this second hand, then have a look at the Fuji X100, which is also great, but it doesn't have an OVF or EVF. It just has a flippy screen, totally flippy screen. Also, something really cool is you can set the focus mode right there. So you've got manual focus, you've got continuous focus, you've got single focus right over there, and with this thing you can switch between the different modes: optical viewfinder, electronic viewfinder, and all the different combinations of that. So let me show you some of the stuff that I've some of the photos that I've made with this camera. You can clearly see that I like two different styles of shooting when I'm on the streets. And one is just, you know, roaming the suburbs and my surroundings, and I wouldn't call them landscape shots, but just, you know, the stuff that I encounter that I think are beautiful, that brings out beauty and meaning, or, you know, just a relationship with the environment that I'm in. I like taking photographs of that, and I also like taking photographs of people or scenes with people in them, and especially when you can read the body language. When there's communication between people, especially non-verbal communication, I like filming stuff like that. So I'll show you some of the stuff that I did, and, you know, maybe if you have any tips, let me know, or if you have any questions, just ask me the questions below. So here we are, back again with my 50s style TV looking laptop due to the width of the lens on my GoPro. Looks cool, shut up. Let me show you some of the stuff that I made with the Fuji, and you know, the stuff that I like. I think this is an awesome shot just because it shows the dynamic range that this camera has from light to dark. It's just incredible, and you know, also I like the composition as well. This was made in the German office of the company I worked for. Very industrial, pretty cool looking. This is an example of like a street shot that I like, just, you know, people doing what they're doing, and, you know, in an interesting environment. Here's a color version. You can just see how much color this processor and this sensor picks up. It's just great. I mean, you've probably heard of the Fuji colors when it comes to their camera as well. It's no lie, and it looks really good. Another one of my favorites. These are some of our friends just capturing a candid moment. Well, this is one of those shots that I've been talking about, you know, like being out in my own environment and just, you know, finding beautiful stuff, you know, that just pops up when you walk by, you know, the plants, the bricks, the red bricks, you've got the bluish, purplish gate, you know, I like those things. This is one of my favorites. You know, just spotting this piece of grass growing in a gutter, and the light just caught it at the right moment, you know. It's just beautiful. This is a photo that was just, it looked unsalvageable, and I'm so glad that I shoot raw, because this turned out to be such a great photo. Just, you know, real spooky looking, kind of urbexy. I don't know, I really like this photo. I had to clean it up quite a bit, but it turned out really well. Here's an example of, you know, just non-verbal communication, and just, you know, catching people in the act, and, you know, just it looks really great. It's really interesting to see. It tells a story. Again, a great example of just, you know, non-verbal communication. You know, just a really interesting shot with the cheeses and people walking by and the traditional dress, and you can look at this for hours. Sometimes I would just, you know, see something interesting, like this mom walking through a crowded marketplace with her bike and her baby on her back, and it was just something that was like, it just captured me. And the baby was looking right into the sun. He was actually sleeping, and I just, you know, followed her for a few meters and just made a shot. It's just, I think, endearing. And sometimes, you know, people still see you with the kind of camera that you have, but, you know, it just makes for interesting shots as well. You see two poles, you see two people on the bench, you see two people walking, and then this one woman on her own, you know, kind of juxtaposition. I don't know what's the word. Juxtaposed. Yeah, next photo. Oh, some more juxtaposition. Again, another shot that's, you know, just a normal street where I live, but it's just the way that I've captured it, you know, like the balance in the photo, the framing, but also the urbex feel that it has. But then you've got the blue sky as well, and, you know, it's clean, it's not, you know, the street's not dirty or whatever, so it's got lots of interesting things to consider, as well as, you know, the lines and the shadows and the bricks. This was just a lucky shot. I wanted to get the what do you call it, zebra path or something, because it was all colored, and these two ladies just happened to step out in front of me, and it just, I don't know, it created a great shot. Here you see again the great dynamic range that I think the camera has, you know, just from light to dark, capturing everything, and, you know, making for a great photo. Here again as well, you know, just a really simple shot, but makes it interesting. Alright, so that was it. Hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions, let me know. If you have any comments, throw them at me, and until next time, I will be talking about some analog photography, showing you some of the photos that I did, and I'm still shooting at the moment and having stuff developed, so when that's done, I'll be getting to that. Until next time, bye bye.